All right, welcome to Active Restore. If you're following along for the 30-day challenge, this is day 12 of 30, July 2024. Let's start today in either you choose, practitioner's choice, downward facing dog or child's pose. Child's pose, big toes together, knees about mat width apart. They can also be closer or wider. And then stretching out the arms, resting the forehead towards the mat or the floor. Downward facing dog, the hips come up to the sky, shoulders, hands about shoulder width apart to begin. Feet together or feet hip width apart. And we'll just take a few moments to arrive into the practice space in these postures. Begin to breathe more consciously and fully along the entire length of your spine. If it's available, in and out through the nose. We'll take about 5 more breaths here. For those in downward facing dog, I'm going to press through the hands and feet, reach through your sit bones, encourage your heart to reach towards the earth and towards the space between the legs. As you really reach through the arms, lengthen through your side body. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's take one more deep breath in. And a breath out. Wonderful. If you're in down dog, the invitation to lower to your knees. Press back into child's pose for a moment. Now we'll come into a nice dynamic movement to wake up whole body breath connection to the spine, mobility. So we'll work with this child's pose shape into a bit of a mild, or depending if you're feeling really ready for a good stretch, a more deeper back bend. So like so, child's posture. And then let's inhale, slowly rise up, roll up your spine, and then lean back. Maybe look up. And then exhale, return to child's pose, forehead to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Hands might come to the low back or your ankles and lean back. Then exhale and return to child's pose. Inhale up, lean back, pelvis forward, heart lifts, chin might lift. And exhale, round. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. In yoga, this would be called camel pose, ustrasana. And this is child's pose, balasana. Inhale up, shoulders back, pelvis forward. And exhale. And a deep inhale, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Child's pose. Ripple forward into a tabletop position. Let's sweep the left arm up, inhale. And exhale, thread that hand, left hand under your right armpit and twist through the torso. Exhale, and then inhale, sweep back up. And exhale, thread through. And one more time, a deep inhale. And exhale, thread through, pause here. Taking your head, your skull towards the floor. Right hand can plant beside you or walk your right hand out in front of you to 12 o'clock. Breathe here for 3. And for 2. And 1, deep inhale. And an exhale. Then return back to center, tabletop position. Let's rinse that out. Brief visit to cat-cow. So inhale, arch the spine, look forward and up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arch the spine. And exhale, round. Back to neutral. Plant the left palm, sweep your right arm up, inhaling to the peak. Exhale, thread your right hand through the space under your left armpit. Then inhale, sweep up. And exhale, thread through. And one more time, deep inhale. And exhale. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Full breath in. And a breath out. An option to walk left hand forward to 12 o'clock. Deep inhale. And an exhale. And one more time, deep breath in. Clearing breath out. And then return left palm to center. Come back up, tabletop position. And then rinse this out with some cat-cow. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine. A couple more breaths with this. Just rinse out. Inhale. And exhale. Couple more breaths. We can also take this off alignment, so sort of corkscrew through your spine, hips out wide and around to the heels, shoulders, head and neck get into the motion. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. And one more cycle of breath. Okay, now you choose hips back to heels one more time, child's pose, or hips into the sky, downward facing dog. From here, now let's take the left knee forward outside of your left wrist, left hand. So left knee forward to the left wrist, left hand. Your shin bone is parallel to the mat. So this is a variation of pigeon pose, we could say. And then allow your pelvis to draw down closer to the floor. So it gets into the groin and the inner adductors, hip flexors a little bit. You want to seal the right foot down into the floor. Your hands, fingertips, grounding onto the earth, or maybe two blocks to the earth to lift the floor up to you. Take a few deep breaths down into the pelvis here, especially if you've been sitting a lot in the day so far. This could be a really nice way to just invite some space into the hip flexors, which have been in a more shortened position if you're sitting. You work with the breath to support the nervous system, and as well on the tissue level, help in these postures, work with the breath to help expand the tissues, the fascia connective tissue, and invite a sort of flow and pulsation through the system that will bring fresh blood flow and oxygen to those areas. And then release the posture and step the left foot back, child's pose, or a brief visit, downward facing dog once again. And then we'll bring the right knee forward outside of the right wrist. Again, the shin parallel to the sides of the mat, and allow the pelvis, your pelvis, to come down towards the floor as you lift through your head and chest. I'm using blocks here to help prop my torso up a little bit more. Lift through the chest. Full deep breath here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. For 2. And for 1. We can release the pose. The invitation from here is to step the right foot back, downward facing dog or child's pose. And then ripple forward into a plank posture. Plank push-up pose. Knees up, or to modify, knees down for support. Inhale at the top of your plank posture, and then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Plant the palms next to the ribs under your shoulders, and then inhale, lift up for cobra pose. And exhale, roll down. Inhale, cobra posture. Exhale, roll down. And one more time. Inhale for cobra pose. Exhale, release. Hips back to heels, child's pose or downward facing dog. Last one. And then step or hop through and come to a seat, crossing the legs, sitting up onto a cushion or a folded up blanket if you wish, or a block. One more from here, and then we'll drop right into a brief meditation. We'll do some circles through the low back and torso. Inhale at center, and then exhale. Take your torso over to the right, and as you exhale, come forward and down. And then inhale, inflate your lungs as you rise back up. And then exhale, forward and down. Inhale, rise up to center. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. And you can exaggerate the movement, bring your shoulders, your head, your neck into the motion. Eyes open or closed. The next time we come up to center, the invitation is just to reverse directions. Inhale up at the top, and exhale. Take some of the most full breath here as we prepare for meditation. For 3, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Back to center. Find your center, the center of your seat. We do one more here. Shoulders to ears. Inhale, squeeze the muscles up towards your ears, your traps. And exhale, let that go. Invitation to add on as you bring the shoulders to ears. Also make fists and scrunch the muscles of your face. And then exhale, let that go. Inhale, make fists, shoulders to ears, scrunch the muscles of your face. And exhale, let that tension go. And then one more time. Inhale, squeeze the muscles of your body. Exhale, let that go. Let all the physical effort go. And then begin to drop right into your version of a comfortable resting posture, whether that is here, seated, cross-legged, or the invitation as well to lie down flat, a resting posture, lying flat. I like to offer within yoga classes the idea that just as skillful and, quote unquote good as we become at being active and activating and physically moving, we here are also developing the skill to develop some mastery over relaxing our system. So the invitation here to soften the breath or smooth out the breath. Soften the muscles of your face, your belly, your jaw, your arms, your extremities. Soften the belly. Witness the after effects of the movement practice as it registers through sensations in your body. Warmth, flow, tingling. And then for the next few moments here, just making a gentle, compassionate commitment to just being still. So we were moving, we were activating, we're shaking up the snow globe a little bit. Invitation to compassionately commit to being physically still, as well as compassionately committing to noticing and being with the stillness of your breath. With smooth, natural breathing at this point, we're softening or letting go of the need to control the breath. And for the time being, not worrying about the mind, the mental activity. The metaphor has been shared in these circles, teachings, meditation, mindfulness. Notice the thoughts as clouds and just let them drift by like the weather. Here we are attending to your nervous system and your direct experience. The stillness of your breath, the stillness of your body. This particular instruction on the meditation is less about doing and more about being. We'll go for about another minute or so here. Just that little time check to support relaxing of the mind a little bit more. So not worrying about if there's no talking to fill the space. Just rest here for about one more minute. Stillness of body. Observing the stillness of your breath. Inviting and encouraging you to stay a little longer in your meditation if you do have that space, and you're noticing the benefits of this practice, this mindfulness-based movement and breath practice. Continuing to rest into that direct experience of your being, in the stillness of your body, the stillness of breath, and allowing your mind to rest into some of the space you created through your movement practice. This active restore practice, the name speaks to the dynamism between activity and rest, the intention of which is to restore the nervous system, to bring and support mental, emotional clarity, and to bring more higher level functional thinking and higher level cognition online. And this seems to be supported by practices like this, mindfulness practices or meditation practices or subtle body practices like yoga, tai chi, and other calisthenic practices that invite intentional focus on the present moment. And it's no surprise that these have been used for many millennia, thousands of years by our ancestors, our fellow ancestral humans. So resting here longer if you have that space. Thanks for tuning in and sharing your presence here, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take good care.